To my right, father of Jerry Otto and head coach of the Minnesota Wild, Mike Yeo. Thanks for being with us.
No, you're welcome. Happy to be here.
Mike, this must be a real treat for you watching your daughter, and Wes Walz, of course, he now has a second daughter here on the JV, and it's great to see East Ridge, a relatively new school, but their hockey program is really starting to build up in a short span of time.
Yeah, well, it's definitely coming along, and Wes did a great job building the program, and Dean's taken over, and he's doing a great job as well. So you're always in tough when you're playing Roseville. We know that, but we're hanging tough tonight.
Yeah, Dean Talafas, of course, a longtime coach in a lot of places. That's a real feather in East Ridge's cap to get a coach of his caliber to replace Wes, who took over for the boys team.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great coaches out there, but to think that we've had two former NHL players as our last two coaches, so these girls are obviously pretty pleased about that, and I think they're having fun.
And what was real interesting in the first two periods, you don't see this much even at the boys level, but East Ridge is playing four lines pretty regularly, and that's great to see, and it's something that should really help them out in the third period.
I think so, and as the year goes on too, I think that's one thing that we saw with our team last year, that as the year went on, we got stronger, and I don't know that we're a real offensive powerhouse, but we hang tough in every game, and we skate and we work, and they play a good team game.
Right. Of course, Creighton-Durham Hall has a luxury of coaches. You've got Johnny Pohl, Chrissy Wendell, and Terry Skrypek. It's a pretty impressive coaching staff.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, I've been lucky to get to be associated with some of the different high school coaches. So, whether it's the girls, whether it's the boys, or even the youth coaches, I think it's great what they're doing and giving back, and it's fun to watch. I was at my son's game. He's playing for Hill Murray, and they played Benilde today. And so, yeah, no, it's a lot of fun just being part of this high school hockey. You have no idea, what it means until you get a chance to live it.
How did that game turn out?
That's why I brought it up, because Hill won.
Okay, no surprise.
If they didn't win, then I wasn't going to bring that up. Yeah.
Well, we know Bill Lechner for a long time. He's a great guy and also a very good hockey coach. So.
Yeah, he's fantastic, and I know a lot of people aren't. If you don't go to Hill, then a lot of people don't like you. But but I think a lot of that is a credit to Bill and the program that he's built.
Just to name a few, you've got Wes Walz at East Ridge, Cody Roberts at Elk River, Kurt Giles at Edina, Phil Housley, who was at Stillwater, now in the NHL. What are some of the things that coaches that have had so much success at the NHL can teach to players fundamental-wise that isn't really over their heads, that they can learn pretty quickly?
Well, I think, all those coaches that you mentioned, and even having a chance to talk with some of them, obviously the higher that you get up in level, and as you age, more systems and more positional work starts to come into play. But the one thing that these coaches understand is that that's just a small part of the game, and they really emphasize the skating, the working, the teamwork, all the things that are so important at every single level of the game, and that's where I think these girls are really benefiting from that.
Sure. In your meetings with Lou Nanne, of course, he's kind of the godfather of Minnesota hockey. Have you been able to learn anything from him over the past few years?
Well, he's anytime you're around somebody like that, you just try to soak it up. They have so much knowledge, and they have so much experience. So, I've been really fortunate in my lifetime to some of the people that I've had a chance to be around. And I got it, not a lot of people know this, but I had a really good opportunity to work with Herb Brooks while I was working for the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins.
Sure.
And when he was working for Pittsburgh, and various different roles, but I got to know Herb really well, and when you're around those people, you can't help but learn.
Exactly. No, my father was really fortunate. He applied for the Mounds View hockey job and got a letter of recommendation from Herb Brooks.
Okay, yeah, that's great. And he was like that. That's one thing I know about Herb. He would do anything to help younger coaches or coaches trying to get to another level. He really embraced just the idea of trying to help people move along.
Sure. And talking about Lou Nanne, it was a real treat last year for the state hockey tournament to have Lou Nanne and Gary Thorne. That's about as good as it gets.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. We unfortunately, the schedule doesn't always work out for us. They tend to schedule a lot of away games for us for obvious reasons during that time for both the girls and the boys.
Right.
But at the same time, we try to get to at least one game if I can, and it's always fun.
A lot of my friends were mentioning that here in a couple of weeks you're going to have your traditional outdoor practice here just a few feet away at the John Rose Oval, and that's always a treat for a lot of people in Roseville, I know.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We have fun with that every year, and it's a pretty light atmosphere when we go out there. We usually maybe do 1 or 2 drills and then just let the guys play a little 4-on-4 and try to show off for the fans. And some good interaction. There's always a great crowd there, and obviously a great facility they have here. It looks great right now with all the Christmas lights up, and our guys have a lot of fun coming and doing it.
Of course, you're seeing a lot of players, even more so now, leaving earlier, either for junior hockey or for Ann Arbor. And I guess it's mixed reaction. You see a lot of Minnesota people who would like to see kids stay through high school, and you can play elite beforehand, USHL afterhand. But I guess this is just kind of a natural progression of hockey, and it's probably not going to change anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I guess there's probably different for every kid. You know, just when you look at what we have here and how good the hockey is, and you know, when I was at my son's game today, there's at least 5 to 6 scouts, if not much more, many more than that. I'm not saying that it's that there aren't good things out there about junior hockey or going to do these other things, but at the same time, you know, there is great opportunity for here for the kids, and if they're good enough, they're going to find you. So I think it depends on the individual, but certainly nobody is going to get hurt by staying here.
Right. The Gopher women's hockey program, we've had a lot of girls go with them, and of course they've had a ton of success recently. It was a real treat to watch Lee Steckline, as she was the youngest player for the Gopher, or the U.S. women, and had a phenomenal tournament in Sochi, and now she's a sophomore captain with the Gophers. That's pretty impressive.
I know this Roseville, my daughter's a senior now, so we've been going head-to-head with this program for a little while.
Sure.
We know that you know, they play a great team game, but they've always got a few individuals on their team that are really impressive, and you see the way that they've been putting players into Division I. And what's nice about it is you can continue to watch them here, like you said, playing for the Gophers, and then even get a chance to play at the national level. That's pretty special.
Sure. Of course, we were talking about Lou Nanny and Herb Brooks. Who were some of your mentors throughout your playing days and in your earlier coaching days?
Well, I would say probably as a player, I had a junior coach by the name of Glenn Murkowski. He was a long time, played a little bit in the NHL, but he was really good for me, just teaching me, you know, what it was going to take to try to, you know, if I wanted to try to be a pro, and he was great for that. Once I turned pro, I had the chance to play for Dave Tippett, who I have the utmost respect for. He's a fantastic coach, but
coach in Arizona.
Yeah, and he's just a great person too. So he really helped me move along, and you know, even though I was just a player at that time, he kind of put the passion in for me, and you know, as far as wanting to be a coach one day, and learned a great deal from him. And then just a number of, you know, whether it's Dan Bilesman, Michelle Therrien, Craig Patrick, Ray Shiro. I've been real lucky to be around a lot of good hockey people.
Sure. Coach, thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Certainly go well the rest of the year.
Yeah, all right. Thank you.